Hi, welcome back to Lam. I'd like you to show you one of my most important students, one of my new students, who's watching the Lam carefully. This is Joaquin, which is Ale's baby in Phoenix, right, Tim? And I'd like to thank Hakim, and I'd also like to thank Ale for helping so much, especially with this retreat. She's one of Tim's main helpers, in addition to Tatiana, if I'm not mistaken, and Pachi and Pao and Jordan, and thank all you guys. And so Hakim, try to grow up fast because we need you. All right, okay. It's okay, let's go back to Lam Rim, all right? I think we're at Shepatar, right? Shepatar. Chokungi Nyingba Yangning Tabuni. Sorry, are we? Yeah. No, sorry, one more quotation. De na chunjugle, right, Tim? De na chunjugle. Damche oma supa. By the way, Tim didn't know Tibetan 5 years ago at all. And now he's pretty good at it. So don't be lazy. If you're like Tim, you can learn to translate. De na chunjugle, damche oma supale. Marki nyinku chuayin. They're trying to say that bodhicitta is like the most important thing. And there's a story which is similar to the myth of the Big Bang, which there's another myth called the world was created when Indra took Mount Meru and churned the milk of the great outer ocean and created the solid earth from that, in the way you make butter from milk, okay? So that's an ancient myth, similar to the Big Bang myth that we like, okay? They're all myths, because they're all mistaken. But, you know, they say God made this world with, they held a mountain in his hands and turned the milk, and it became butter, and that became the earth, okay? Why are they talking about that? They say bodhicitta is like the milk. Okay, and then you churn it and you make the world. Love makes the world go round. Okay, how's that? All right. That's also from Master Shantideva. Shepatar chukungi nyingba yangning tabu ni chanjuki samdi yimbe. Then he says, in another sense, bodhicitta is like the butter that you get from all other kinds of love. Okay, if you mix all kinds of love and, what do you call it? Churn it. You will get the essence, which is the butter, okay? Ask Veronica about butter. When we go to a restaurant, we say, hey, can you give us some butter and bread? Anyway. Then the Lama makes an unusual comment. He says, I beg you to lose yourself in this river. I beg you to lose yourself in this river. I beg you to forget yourself and become bodhicitta. Okay? It's beautiful. The way he words it is very beautiful. All rivers flow to the sea. You got a picture for me, you guys? Yeah, all rivers flow to the sea. All right? Jump into the bodhicitta river, and you will flow to the sea. Okay, it's a very beautiful thing. Te chengi temba yume kyan chanchuki sam yume ki jesun dondok chepe. Whether or not you are practicing the greater way depends on whether or not you have this hope to jump worlds from world to world and help people. Then, okay, word, since you're here, this is a tough one, okay? I'm not giving you the easy ones anymore. The relationship between being Mahayana and having bodhicitta is drondok, and it's not the drondok you're used to.
Yeah, it's backwards and forwards, it like feeds each other.
Say again?
Backwards and forwards, it feeds each other.
So the implication is, if you have bodhicitta, draw.
You go.
And if you don't have it,
you don't know.
don't, okay? Yeah, you flunk, you fail. So the word is very delicate, as my Lama would say. It's a delicate word. If you get bodhicitta, you go. If you don't get it, you stop. So this is a go stop. It's called, in Tibetan, it's called a go stop. This is a go stop. Bodhicitta is a go stop. Why? What's go stop mean? If you got it, you go. If you don't got it, you stop, okay? You don't go anywhere. It's a very kind of depressing word because the stop seems to be more frequent than the go, okay? All right. Tamje ki che sab samo yinse wa shenam reshi shane. I beg you, says the Lama, forget Tantra for a while. I beg you, take all those deep mantra, dharani, blah, blah, give it a break. And I beg you, nentenze, focus on bodhicitta for a while. Get your bodhicitta together, then go back to your dharani. How long should I work on bodhicitta? Okay, 2 hours. Really? Then go back to your dharani. But go back and forth, okay? Because that's the gasoline for your medicine Buddha mantras and your Vajrayogini practice and your Tara practice and your Manjushri practice and your Amitabha practice. You gotta have gasoline in the car, okay? Keep filling up the bodhicitta gasoline and then go practice Amitabha or these other practices. Okay. It's like water in the desert.
Makes the plants grow.
Hey, picture. You got a picture for me? Yeah. We live in a desert. I mean, we live in Arizona. We live in a desert. And if you give water to a plant, it goes crazy. And if you don't water it, it dies. Like Gyaltse's roses. Somebody forgot to water the... How long have they been there? 10 years. The roses were there for 10 years. Some retreatant didn't know about water, and they killed them. So, don't do, okay? Go stop. It's like water in the desert. If the plant gets water, it's gonna grow like crazy. If it doesn't, it's dead. And it's sad. I mean, you should have thrown out the rose. The dead rose is kind of depressing. Okay. Di tabane ma shepa sage ka nin ke chopa mangbe changyawa dokyan chanjuke sami gupa sangaki rimni gomte. There's a lot of people here in Tibet. They come from all kinds of traditions. Sakya tradition, which is called the Pale Earth tradition, because their main monastery is built on some pale earth. Sakya. And there's Gelupa, which is the Tsongkhapa tradition. And then there's the Kagyu, which is the, earlier than Gelupa. Gelupa came out of Kagyu. And Sakya. And then Nyingma, which is the ancient ones, the original traditions of Tibet. There's lots of people in all of our traditions. So Pabongka Rinpoche is talking, look, we're all the same. We're all the same. We're different flavors of the same ice cream, okay? And all of us, in each of our traditions, we want to get to Buddhahood. That's what we're trying to do. But then some people say, look, I don't have time to learn about bodhicitta. I don't have time to learn a lamrim about bodhisattvas. I'm practicing secret Buddhism. I'm into Tantra, I'm doing mantras, I'm doing dharanis. At Sangyawa Dökyang, Chanjuki Semmigupa. I'm practicing Rimni of Tantra. What's that? The 2 levels of Tantra. What are they in brief? Number 1, hooking up with enlightened beings, angels. Number 1. What's it called? Kirim. And then they teach you how to change your body, the channels in the body, and then you become a Buddha. So those are called the 2 levels of the secret teachings. He said, everybody's talking about 2 levels, 2 levels, 2 levels. Nobody wants to talk about bodhicitta. Lam Nyumar Drute Rewani, they hope to cut some time off the journey. They hope to speed up the journey, okay? to enlightenment. Ni jikten kimbe kakedu. Hey, there's an expression for that here in Tibet. There's an expression for that here in Tibet. And you have to understand one thing about Tibet. Now, the only cheap thing in the whole country, the only easy thing to buy at the grocery store was salt. Okay? They had big salt flats. You take a yak out there, you load it up, you come back, you're in business. But there's something about much of the salt gives you a goiter. It gives you a tumor on your neck. A lot of Tibetans had, in the old days, there's something wrong with the salt, and they would all get these huge bumps on their necks. Almost everybody in the whole country had some bumps on their necks. I guess it's from the salt or some chemical in the salt. Okay. Then he says, you're one of those guys who wants to have a neck without the goiter. You're one of those guys who wants to have the neck without the bump. What's it mean? What do we say in English? Yeah, you want to have your cake? It's kind of like that. The implication is, I'll show you a good example. Look at this beautiful lady in the next picture. Okay, this lady, I think that was last year, surfing in San Diego. Okay. Now, suppose this beautiful lady came to Geshe Michael and said, I want to go surfing, but I don't want to get wet. Okay? I want to go surfing, but I don't want to get wet. I want a neck, but I don't want a goiter. Okay? I want quick enlightenment, but I don't have time for lamrim or bodhicitta. I'm going straight to the dharmas, Like, I want to surf, but I don't want to get wet. Yeah, okay. Good luck, It don't happen that way, okay, right? You got to get wet to go surfing. You got to jump in the lamrim if you want to do dharmas. I didn't say that. Pabongka said that. Okay. All right. I love that picture, by the way. By the way, to be totally honest to the whole universe, we are at the advanced stage of belly boarding on our tummies. And we gave up on the surfing. Okay. But I just want to, what do you call it? When you tell the truth in business? Full disclosure. Okay. Sangye tam che ki chan chukisem ma kepa sangye pa mepe. No Buddha in the universe ever got enlightened using medicine Buddha or anything else without bodhicitta. Never happened. Never will happen. Chanchu semi gupe sange shik yona. Ngama drapa shik om yen yen. He says, if somebody gets enlightened with medicine Buddha mantras or Vajrayogini practice or Tara or Amitabha without doing Lamrim bodhicitta study, that'll be the first one in history. Okay, he's like that. It's a joke, Yeah, let's see if it works. If it works, we got to put it in a museum. We got to put this person in a museum because that'll be the first time ever in billions of years that anyone ever got to enlightenment without studying Lamrim, without studying bodhicitta. That'll be a first. Okay. In English, we say that'll be a first, right? All right. Now, okay, word. Time for a commentary. Now, it's a difficult philosophical point, and I'm going to see if you can do it after 5 years of working with you on mixed nuts. By the way, the next important book to be published after the different kinds of karma book is going to be Words Commentary on the Mind-Only School. The most difficult book of all. And he finished it, and it's stunning. It's really beautiful. It's the best book about mind only, I think, ever translated on this planet. Really, seriously. And it's coming out soon from the Diamond Cutter Press. Why am I talking about that? Because the professor Smith is going to give us a commentary on an important Buddhist concept. You ready? Ki kubne nimashar. Ki kubne. Well, I'm going to show the image while you give the commentary. You guys ready? All right, here's the image. You got it? Can you see it, Word?
Yes, good.
All right, now we want a commentary.
In English, in English we say every dog has its day.
No.
Something like that.
The
but
sun came out.
I know, but in Tibetan it's like the sun even shines on a dog's ass.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Okay, in Tibet, in the monastery, when you want to say something happened that never happened before, like someone got the Buddhahood using Medicine Buddha or any other mantra without bodhicitta, then kikum nimasha. Then the next thing that's going to happen is the morning sun will come up out of a dog's rear end. Okay? It means what? It ain't going to happen. Okay? It ain't going to happen. I just wanted to make sure your Buddhist education was complete. Okay? And this is a very famous joke in the monastery. You know, they say, I don't know, hey, the cook finally made something delicious in the monastery kitchen. You say, kikumne nyumasha. Then tomorrow the sun's going to come up out of this dog's rear end, you know. It means that I doubt it. Okay? To get to Buddhahood without bodhicitta is like John Brady sitting in the sun in Dominican Republic right now, listening to me. You're not going to get a suntan from a sun that came out of a dog's rear end. It's not going to happen. Okay, got it? It's enough. We don't have to belabor the point any further. Okay. Something that never happened before and which will never happen again is happening to you if you can use Tantra without bodhicitta, without studying bodhicitta. Okay. All right. De chair sangika go paoshe de chinche chansan di menamin jungshin. Therefore, it is a sine qua non. There's not impossible to do without it. Okay. If you don't want to study bodhicitta, you can forget trying to become a Buddha. Please work hard on it. Please, okay? That's the Lama talking. Rego Atsare Je Dubkambala. There was a famous, or not very famous, Tibetan Lama called Rego Acharya. And he said to another Lama named Dubkambala, Ke ombana chanjagisam tam tokok yang sengeware. When you come over to my house and we sit down for some tea together, you always bring the conversation to love. You always start talking about love, you know, bodhicitta, you know, yang. Then somehow I feel my heart opens. I feel when you come to my house among all my friends and you sit down for tea, you always talking about loving or, you know, love. And it just makes my heart open. Okay? I feel good when you come to my house. And I really don't feel like talking to other people. You know, people come over to my house and gossip about politics and stuff, and you come over and you start talking about love. And can you visit more often? You know, can you visit more often? It's a beautiful thing. Okay. De shindu rang re kachi ki chanju ki samde kawe mikir. Now he makes a comment about our attitude about bodhicitta. Oh, Geshe-la just spent a week talking about doing my meditation so good every day that suddenly I experienced jumping from planet to planet and meeting billions of living beings and making a commitment to each one personally, Geshe-la keeps talking about this, okay? Kachigi changing the dikawa mike. Aha! Hey, Geshe-la, that's way past me. You know, give me some mantras. You know, I appreciate it. It sounds nice. I believe maybe somebody could reach that, but hey, it's too hard. It's too far. You know, give me a break. I'm just a normal human being. It's too much. I don't think I could do that. You know, I have trouble just sitting down once a day. You know, I have trouble getting 15 minutes for meditation. You think I'm gonna travel from planet to planet in 20 minutes? You know, it's too high. Give me something more reasonable. Okay, give me something I can do. Okay, so that's one attitude on this side. Now, what are we gonna have on this side? By the way, in translation, this is called anticipatory. Anticipate what he's going to say next.
They don't need it. I don't need that.
No, one guy says, whoa, too hard. Oh, yeah, right. Come on, that's easy stuff. I'm a Tantra. I'm studying Tantra. I'm doing magic. Yeah, I don't need this weird, normal old love stuff. Come on, that's for movies. That's for romantic Netflix movies. That's too far below me, okay? So some people are gonna say, oh, Geshe-la, that's too high. Other people are gonna say, Kachi de techen tumo yin. Come on, that's basic lamrim. Dewe sabarim ni so gom serte. I'm focusing on the two aspects of Tantra. I'm a Tantrika. I don't need that lamrim stuff, okay? Dundu nyamlan cheken yung. Dundu means, in reality, the people who really practicing bodhicitta are not so many. Some say it's too high, Geshe-la. Some say I'm beyond that, you know. But people in the middle, trying to love other people, he says that you don't find so many. Okay. All right, two extremes. Yay, we got a picture. I've been using this picture for the two extremes in emptiness. But it occurred to me you could use it for the two extremes in bodhicitta, okay? What's the two emptiness extremes? I'm going to stop calling on word because it's a bad habit. What's the two extremes as far as emptiness?
Nihilism and
Yeah.
And then going off to the other side where, you know, nothing matters, I can do anything.
If the husband yelling at me in the kitchen,
It's not my fault.
it's not my fault, he doesn't exist. Okay, all right, got it? Either he's his fault, one extreme. He had a bad day in traffic, or he's hungry, right? Men, how to get men to be irritable? Don't feed them, right? Either he's angry because he's hungry, or he don't exist. I was studying emptiness. I learned that in the kitchen, if your husband yells at you, you can think he doesn't exist, okay? Yeah. So those are the two extremes. Now, what's the two extremes? Give me the picture. What are the two extremes in bodhicitta?
Well, it's too hard.
It's too high, Geshe-la. I can't pluck my eye out and offer it to somebody. What's the other extreme?
I don't need this.
I'm a Tantrika. I'm doing mantras. I'm doing dharanis. I don't need lamrim. Okay, like that. What's the ideal middle way in this case? Do your mantras. Do your medicine Buddha, and love people. Okay, that's all. Not very hard. All right. How are we doing on time? We still got some time. Deni perna yishin ki nobo gyatsor mitsawa lang ki migde ki chule tsuwa donja. Let's look at this picture. Okay? There's a better picture. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. You're right. So in the main picture, you have the ocean, Pacific Ocean as seen from the sky, as seen from a drone, I guess. And I don't know, it's difficult to see the picture in the upper left. But that's a bullock footprint, a footprint of a cow. in the mud in India, okay? And if you've ever been to India, you met this. Okay? Lots of times, okay? So try to imagine the amount of water you could put in a bullock footprint. It's like half a cup or something, right? Try to imagine that much water. Dirty water. Really dirty water. And then close your eyes and imagine the whole Pacific Ocean. Okay? This beautiful crystal blue water. Billions of gallons. Okay? Billions of gallons. Okay? Then there's where are jewels found according to Tibetans? In the bottom of the ocean. Okay? You have to go to the bottom of the sea to find a sapphire or a ruby or a diamond. According to ancient tradition, all precious jewels come from the bottom of the ocean. And by the way, the only way to mine, one of the only ways to mine amber is to sit on a Mediterranean beach and wait for it, because it's lighter, it floats on water. It's lighter than water. So when a storm comes in the Mediterranean, there are deposits of amber on the seabed, and they break off and they float into the beach, okay? Like that. So that's the only way you can get amber. But Tibetans that's probably where the tradition came from. The only way to get sapphires, rubies, emeralds is to go to the bottom of the sea. What's the sea in this case? Bodhicitta, okay? Love for other people, as vast as an ocean. I'm not talking one planet. Don't be these prejudiced people who say, I come from Rimrock, Arizona. We support you-know-who for president. And he whose name must not be spoken. And they think Rimrock, Arizona is the whole universe, Then they go to Phoenix, and you can tell people from Rimrock in Phoenix because the flies go in their mouth. Oh, look, a real grocery store. Oh, look, what's that mall? Scottsdale Fashion Mall. They go to Scottsdale Fashion Mall. They walk down the mall. Right? Okay, don't be like a Rimrock, Arizona person. Your planet is nothing. It's a little hole in the wall. Okay, this Earth is a tiny. Come on, in the universe, in history, it's a finger snap. This whole planet and all human history, everything people ever did on this planet is nothing. Okay, don't put your head in a dirty little bull hoof puddle. Don't keep your brain in a dirty, muddy little bull hoof puddle. Take it to the Pacific. Take your brain to the Pacific, because that's the only place you're going to find the jewels. Got it? Okay? That's what he's saying here. Okay? Bodhicitta is the Pacific. Don't stick in your little local crap. Okay? Try to think big. Okay? Go to the Pacific. That's where you find the jewels. Okay? Imagine yourself jumping from planet to planet and put your mind there. And I don't want to hear you talk about this world. This is nothing. Okay? All right. All right. Jay Lamekyang, Deta Shine Gyase Pao Nam Rinchen Samjo Tutam Tilduzen. Therefore, all the Gyalses, those warriors, warrior Gyalses, they go to the ocean and they get the real jewels and they put it in the palm and they make it their main practice. Got it? Yay. 3 minutes, Tim, I'm watching, I know. Wait, are we going to do a... Okay. But we're not doing a lottery or anything like that. Okay.
Oh, no, sorry, we have a question today, too.
Yeah, well, let's stop it. That's a good place to stop, actually.